Hello everyone, welcome back to Mock Speed Hobbies. It's been a busy Christmas, we've been away for a while, so guess what, it's time for another unboxing. We've got some new ones here. These are made from a company called Maverick, and these two are from their Ion line, which is actually their 18th scale four-wheel drive vehicles. These are meant to be affordable brushed models. We've got their XR, which is, or excuse me, their RX and their XT, which is a four-wheel drive truggy and a four-wheel drive rally car. So they do actually have a short course truck, and they've also got a desert buggy as well that we may be, and a monster truck actually that we may be trying at a later date. We wanted to start off with these, so we're going to get into an unboxing and show you what's inside and let you know all about these new vehicles. So first off, what you'll notice on the outside of the box is Maverick is actually by HPI Racing. We haven't heard a lot from HPI. Everybody probably already knows that they've gone through some troubles. I believe the company has been sold and resold several times in the past decade or so, and we'd like to see them make a comeback. They are releasing some budget brands like the Maverick and the Ion line. It's looking like good stuff. Like I said, we went for the XT, which is the truggy, and the rally car here that's also four-wheel drive. Thought that'd be an interesting thing for some of the local racers that are getting into racing, in their basements and shops and stuff like that, especially in the winter time. This allows you to, kind of race despite the weather. 2.4 gig radio, four-wheel drive. It's got a pre-painted body shell, comes with a charger, it's water resistant. They're made for on-road or off-road. It's kind of a similar setup that we've seen like on some other models, like the Dromeda, which is kind of dissolved. You can no longer buy Dromeda stuff through Horizon Hobby, so I'm thinking this would be a great option for guys that are looking for stuff like that can't find it anymore. So that's a good thing. So let's jump into these boxes right away, pull them out, see what they're all about. Okay, so what comes out of the box first is your manual. They do throw the antenna tube in there, so don't forget to install that when you want to get your aerial up straight in the air where you get good reception. You've got a little HPI flyer in there, and then your quick start guide for your Maverick products there. So the vehicles come out, they slide out on a cardboard caddy. They've got little side bolsters here to make sure that you're not getting any dings on the ceiling. I've already cut the zip ties off of this one. It's got an attractive body, nice little stance to it. It does have enough ground clearance right here to where you get a finger under it to where this thing isn't going to just scrape and stuff like that. With a little bit of moderate use off-road. While this rally car, I really don't think it's going to be one to use off-road in the grass, obviously, but a dirt track, it shouldn't get caught up on that. So the pins, worth noting that they do have some nice big rings. They're actually easy to get off. A lot of these small 18th scale vehicles are just got these tiny little pins that are hard to deal with. This one, really easy to get off. Now this, I've seen a lot of these 18 scales where they're only running like 5 cells. This is actually a 6-cell nickel metal hydride pack, so you got plenty of voltage. I do like the fact that these rally cars are not slicks. They do have some street tread on it, so you can get some good traction on asphalt or concrete and a little bit of off-road dirt and stuff like that. You have gold anodized shock caps with a composite shock body. It's very similar to some of the stuff I'd seen with Dromeda, maybe just a slightly bigger bore on the shocks. The A-arms are very similar. They do have all solid composite links. These things feel pretty stout. They're not real bendy. It seems like you'd have real positive control, and there's not a lot of slop here. I mean, it's really nice and tight. Pretty typical layout. I mean, this again looks a lot like the Dramata chassis, the Dramata A-arms. I mean, for all I know, it could be the same factory, but there are some different design qualities that are different. You've got this kind of a lattice work type upper brace and battery hold down that's very rigid. It's a lot better than what was on the Dramata. You can, like I said, everything about it feels a lot tighter and a lot more rigid than they were. About the only thing I'm seeing here that I don't exactly like is these older Molex connectors. While they're adequate for something with this kind of power drain, I could probably see guys maybe cutting those off and going to a gold-plated connector to cut down on some of the resistance. You'd also have another plug here. These typically are very inefficient. I've seen better ones for this. So, there's some tiny little tweaks that you could do to make that just a little bit better. We'll go and unbox this Truggy next and let you see what it looks like. It's basically going to be the same frame, but there's going to be a few differences. Well, seeing the Truggy next to the car, the Truggy looks smaller. I kind of figured this would be the case, even though it's got bigger tires. Because, I mean, just by definition, the Truggy body would be a little bit smaller. So, you got the full body that covers the wheels and everything on the rally car. Kind of gives the impression it's bigger. It is literally still the same platform, same pins. Come off very easily. And as you see, everything is exactly the same on the inside. You've got the same shocks and everything. Really, the only difference is the body, the wheels, and the tires. So other than that, there's quite literally no difference. You could literally just swap the tires and the body, and you'd have the same vehicle. And I imagine the same is going to be for the monster truck. Monster truck probably has a little bit fatter tire, but you're looking at about the same rod height. Like your rally car here, the short course truck is probably going to look a little larger because it's going to have the full body that covers the wheels and everything. I would probably be willing to say the short course truck will end up looking physically bigger because of the body than the entire lineup. So, and finally, I do want to show you this. I want to do a quick comparison. Just put this next to a Losi Mini T. You've got another 18th scale competitor out there on the market, so we want to show you that real quick. Okay, so next to a Losi Mini T, you can see the wheelbase, axle to axle, is nearly identical. I will say that this four-wheel drive Ion XT does have larger, more aggressive tires. So you've got a little bit wider, a little bit taller, front and rear, and of course you have four-wheel drive here, whereas with Losi, you just have two-wheel drive. So there's a handling advantage, I think, here with the four-wheel drive being used. Probably a lot more potential to actually drive this thing off-road as well, especially the Truggy being open wheel and the more aggressive, bigger tires. You may be able to do a little bit off-roading with this thing. So there's that too. Now, price point on these things, I mean, at under $100 is really whipping the tail on the Losi, because the Losi is, even at two-wheel drive, is still going to be $150 for the brushed, $200 for the brushless, and you can get these for under $100. So, and you can take your pick of any four of those and have four-wheel drive. So there's that as well. Lastly, let's take a look at the remote control and see what that's about. Okay, so The remote, as expected, is fairly inexpensive feeling. I mean, it's very lightweight, very simplistic. It's actually got a um, analog, which I haven't seen anything analog on a radio in a while, but it's actually got a analog slider for trim. It does have a really big power switch, so it's actually pretty easy to just operate that with your thumb. Um, four batteries in the base there. Nothing really to write home about that, but I'm sure it's plenty functional for something like this. I mean, we're all talking about budget, budget-oriented trucks and cars here. So you've got a USB-based charger here, so you can plug that into a charging brick for the wall. You've got a LED status here to let you know if it's on standby or finished, solid red for charging, and it'll flash if there's some kind of an error. You've got an old Tamiya / Molex connector here, and it comes with an adapter to size that down to the mini Molex connector that the trucks and cars are supplied with. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the build quality. Overall, that we know the ready to run stuff is generally not going to have the tip of the spear as far as concerned on the radios and stuff, but the cars and the trucks themselves seem to be exceptional quality for the price that you're paying. We've ran these before with similar power setups and other models like Dromeda and Red Cat and stuff, and they go pretty fast. I mean, these things will be quick. I would say they would probably be close to 20 miles an hour, maybe a little under at full speed. So at 18th scale, that's extremely fast. So it's going to be really great for racing indoors, racing small tracks and stuff like that, or just goofing around the backyard or in the driveway. But we really enjoyed this, guys. And if you enjoy our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to smash that notification bell and sign up for notifications, so every time we put out a new video, you guys will know about it. You guys have a wonderful day.